Joining me today, I have Jaylene Johnson. She is a songwriter, but she's also a woman who wears many hats in the Canadian Christian music industry. Jaylene, thank you for coming down.
Thanks for having me. It's always fun to talk to you.
Absolutely agreed. Same goes for you. Recently, within the last week, you flew down to Tennessee. You attended the 56th annual GMA Dove Awards.
Sure did.
I would love to know, how were they?
Oh, they were fantastic. It could be the best show I've ever been to. And it was a remarkable thing to be in a room with thousands of people of like mind. I mean, presumably of like mind in the sense that we were all there to celebrate music that honors Jesus. And that was great.
So obviously there's so many different aspects. There's the awards given, there's the performances, there's heartfelt thoughts. What was a highlight for you?
Oh my gosh. I mean, watching these incredible performances and then all of a sudden out comes Carrie Underwood. And I mean, I'm a huge fan. And then later on out comes Jelly Roll. And I'm a huge fan. I mean, I loved all the Christian artists. I'm a fan of them as well. But just to see, you know, people stepping out and stepping up and doing that for the Christian music community was phenomenal.
That's amazing. Was there anything that stuck out to you most when it comes to Christian artists coming together, even though they're competing?
Yeah, I think there was a real celebration of community, and that was very striking considering the level that these artists are working at. Of course, the U.S. Christian music industry is very vibrant, and their music is exported all over the world. They have a world stage, and yet there was a real feeling of camaraderie and celebration of one another, and I thought that was really beautiful.
I'd love to know your thoughts about awards given for Christian music.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that there's a feeling of conflict in us sometimes as believers because, you know, we want to give all the glory to God. But in a way, I think having a platform allows us to do that. If we get to accept an award, we can turn the glory back onto the Lord, and our testimony has an even broader reach. I also, you know, in I think it's Thessalonians, Paul talks about how we can honor the work of those amongst us, the good work. We can hold one another in high esteem. So I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with having an award. You know, if we go down that sort of tack, then we might say, well, perhaps, you know, a plumber shouldn't receive a Plumber of the Year award. That's kind of a weird one to bring up. Or maybe a business award, or maybe someone shouldn't be winning a scholarship. You know, I don't know. I think Jesus celebrates with us when we put the gifts that he's given us to use, and we work on our craft and skill and bring it to a high level. I think when a panel of our peers agrees and is willing to give us that honor, we have the opportunity to then say, hey, look what God's done in my life. This is incredible.
That's so amazing. When we think about, you work with Canadian Christian artists. You have been in this realm for quite some time. If any of them are listening right now, what would you say to them?
Oh, wow. Listen, if you're a Canadian Christian artist or you work in the Christian music industry in some capacity, I just want to encourage you today that your work is not for naught. And, you know, really my encouragement is always to focus on the craft, focus on what it is we do, take that talent that God's given us and invest it in good ways. And that could mean time with your craft, time with your instrument, learning how to write better songs, you know, learning how to do a better podcast. I don't want to tell you how old I am, but I am still learning all the time, and to learn so that we can put our best foot forward and really use our gifts for God's glory.
Is there any program or thing that you are running right now that you want to let Canadian Christian artists know about?
Yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, today we are having something called a fall check-in for GMA Canada. And we're inviting people from all across the country just to come online, be together, ask questions, resource one another, you know, maybe give some updates as well. And we're hoping to do one in the winter and then another one in the spring. And I'm also organizing some regional groups. So that would mean that in every time zone, there will be gatherings on the regular virtually where people can come and get to know, you know, who are the people in my province or my area that are also working in Christian music. So this is a pilot project, but I'm excited to get it going.
Definitely. If people want to connect tonight, how can they do so?
Oh, it's actually during the day today.
Oh, okay.
So, but you know what? Anytime, send me an email, Jaylene@JayleneJohnson.com, and I would just love to connect you with people in our community.
Amazing. Is there anything else that you wanted to share today?
Oh, just how much I appreciate CHVN and the work that you do. You know, you do this from this wonderful office on St. Mary's Road in Winnipeg, and yet your reach is beyond what you could imagine. And I just love how the Lord has used you and your music to touch hearts, including mine.
Well, it is such a pleasure to have people like you in our studio, and thank you for making the time.
Thank you for having me.